There are three main questions an anthropic theory of everything needs to answer. The first question is, why am I a human rather than an animal? Animals that are not humans vastly outnumber humans. So if animals are observers, statistically, if something like the self-sampling assumption is true, you should almost certainly expect to find yourself as a random non-human animal. Yet, however, I find myself here as a human. And the question is why? One possible explanation is that animals are not sentient. If all observers are humans, then if I am a random observer, I am guaranteed to be a human. Another possibility is that something like Toby Pereira's super-strong self-sampling assumption is true, and we are randomly selected, weighted toward minds based on their cognitive size. Since humans have a larger cognitive size than, say, ants or other non-human animals, you are more likely to be a human than an ant. Although these may be variations of each other and may not have much of a distinction. Or it could be that I am just here and got really, really lucky and won the cosmic lottery. A second question that needs to be answered is, why am I not a grabby alien? If Robin Hansen's grabby aliens model is correct, technological civilizations in general, or a sizable proportion of them, should expand outwards into their future light cones. So if that's the case, most human-level or higher observers in the multiverse are grabby aliens. So the question is, since most observers are grabby aliens, and that includes also any non-humans that may exist in these future space colonies, why am I not a grabby alien? I am confined to here on Earth. So there are a number of possible answers. One answer is that we live in a simulation, and there are no light cones because there are no grabby aliens because none of this is real anyway. It's all kayfabe. Another possible explanation is that something like the A theory of time is correct, and something like the SSSSA is true, or only humans are conscious, or some variation thereof. So you should expect yourself to be one of the cognitively largest beings, but only at a given time. Therefore, what you could expect from this is that I will eventually become God. If superintelligence is possible, I will be it. Experience at the highest levels is like a DMT experience. The third question is, why am I not a superintelligence? If the SSSSA is true and I am a random individual based on beings from the cognitively largest beings, I should expect to see myself as a superintelligence. So the question is, why am I not a superintelligence? Well, one explanation is, which was mentioned earlier, that my experience is like a linear progression at the highest levels, and I will eventually become God. Or, superintelligence does not exist. Absolute atheism is correct. Not only do no gods exist, they are impossible in principle. Another possibility is that superintelligences do exist, but it is impossible for them to be conscious beings, or they are just extremely rare. Animals are red, grabby aliens are green, superintelligence is blue. These three questions seem to map in a way to the possible futures Anatoly Karlin has described. One possible future is idiocracy. This maps to the animal question. Another possible future is the biosingularity. This maps to the grabby aliens question. The third possible future is a direct technosingularity. This maps to the superintelligence question.